nothing like some fresh coffee and some coffee B-roll, am I right? What's going on, guys? Today we are talking about how to stop people pleasing. But before I can talk to you guys about how we stop doing that, we first need to understand why we do it in the first place. Ultimately, people pleasing, if you think about it, if you break that phrasing down, it means that we're putting others in front of ourselves, which means that we have a very defensive external view of the world. And if you want to stop doing this, you need to first ask yourself, why? Why are you holding so much space for others over yourself? Now, we do this because we're hoping for acceptance from the outside, but ultimately we crave acceptance from others because we don't accept ourselves. Honestly, guys, I love Sundays. I had my coffee, I'm making my French toast, I don't have any time that I need to be anywhere specific. This is a really good morning. So if we are going to stop people pleasing, the first thing that we have to do is believe that we are worthy of putting ourselves first. I'm not gonna lie, this is the tricky emotional work step of the three, and it's learning to believe that you are worthy of putting yourself first. Ultimately, we people please because we're seeking validation from other people, and we do that when we do not accept ourselves. Now, there's not a script for how to learn how to accept yourself, but here's a list of some things that have helped me. Learning about the places inside that I try to hide from or don't want to hold space for. Reconciling the ways that I haven't shown up for myself in the past. And the all-important three, trying to be compassionate towards the things that I needed in life but never got. Ultimately, we seek the validation of others and want to be accepted by them because there's something that we have that's missing inside that we're hoping that someone out there can provide for us. But if we're always looking or hoping that there's someone out there that's gonna provide that for us, A, they're gonna come up short most of the time, and B, you are never going to truly feel satisfied or love yourself. Our recovery workout complete. I just did some light incline walking to get my legs fresh after yesterday's long run. Point number 2 is practice with those closest to you. So pick a friend and tell them that you're working on an experiment. Remember the experiment scientist thing from last video? Yeah. Just talk to them and say, hey, I realize that there's this thing about myself that I'm trying to change and work on, and I really respect you and our friendship. I feel like it's a really good format because I can be truly seen by you. I'm willing to go through a growth phase in front of you. Here's what I'm going to try to do. And then anytime that you're trying to schedule a hangout with that person or you want to do something with them, and you feel that people pleasing come on, they want to go somewhere to eat and you'd rather do something else, or you'd rather go to a coffee shop, instead of feeling very uncomfortable and like you can't talk about it, you get to very quickly and easily just say, like, almost in a joking, lighthearted way that makes it super natural, oh yeah, you remember that conversation? Like I'm just struggling with this. Do you mind if we do this instead? It'll help me through this. And then you get to kind of like displace that awkwardness onto this thing that you're doing that will be so helpful to you. Practicing this in front of people who you know and trust will help you expand and copy paste that onto other relationships and other social situations where you likely feel like you don't have as much power. Let me tell you something. I love AppleCare because I just went to put my phone down on the counter and I missed and it fell. And as I was like clawing, trying to catch it before it fell on the ground, when it landed and it made a snap, I was just like so happy because I said, it's okay, because I have AppleCare. Point number 3 is the power broker. All right, so ultimately, we end up people pleasing when we believe that we're dealing with somebody who has a greater perceived amount of power than we do. But I'm here to let you know that we are the ones ultimately who control our power relationships. We decide who gets what amount of power and control in our lives. That is not something that's predetermined. Equalize the power dynamics in your life. Consciously become the power broker of your life, and every time that you're interacting with somebody, determine what level of power you prescribe to that person. Hey, this is not necessarily going to change every time that you feel that need kick in. It's 100% still going to happen when you're dealing with people who you still consciously agree have a higher perceived level of power than you. Maybe that's a boss, maybe it's an elder or a close family member, but it's still relevant in these circumstances, because if you feel those urges and those anxieties kick in, you want to be able to control them and get ahead of them. You want to be able to hold space for your feelings for a second, ground yourself, try to be mindful of the things that you're feeling before you just blindly say, okay, yes, whatever you want, we can go ahead and do it. And remember, you can still express yourself in an uneven power relationship. You just need to put yourself out there. Ultimately, people pleasing is a process that relies on you accepting yourself and believing that no matter what society has told you or what others have told you, that you ultimately are the sole determinant in the amount of power that you're going to give other people. You are the decider of who is going to be able to have control in your life and what that hierarchy is. And you need to be the power broker. You need to be the one that's willing to give yourself what you need and deserve in order to make sure that you are happy and honoring yourself always. With that being said, guys, I am going to wrap up the video here. If you enjoyed the video, then please give it a like, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you all next week. Bye.